the hell was I saying? But yeah, so if we curve it this way, here's the birth and the death. And all the way up here would be completely invisible, and here would be 100% you can see it. So we're moving it so it arches quickly after it gets towards a certain point. And let's render it out again. That's more like it. A good, smoother fall off. Now if we do this and we move it up even further, it should be a further up fall off. Okay. Let's zoom into the tail a little bit. It's already looking smooth, right? Way better than those other ones floating out there. Mr. Gordon's got Afterburn. I will help you out, my friends. You stick with me. Also, the more, I don't know if it's opaque when it starts going invisible or whatever it is. So I say invisible and completely you can see it. The more invisible you see, the longer it's going to take to render. It's because it's volumetric smoke, which means it's got to calculate everything in between, you know, the trail. Like if light's cutting through it, is light not cutting through it, what's bouncing around, everything that goes into it. So remember, it has to calculate all that. All right. Also, what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the smoke here. And it looks pretty good. I'll be honest with you. I guess we got lucky this time through. So what we'll do now is we'll create a. Well, we'll go to the helpers menu. Click on standard, and you will get to your Afterburn demons. Click on the explode, and just drag that out there. Right click, load, and it will navigate you. And you'll have to navigate to wherever it is that you have your explode demon thing set up thing. I keep mine on my new cleanup, which is basically my third junk folder on my desktop here. Pow, you double click on that, and now you have a gradient that um, whoever makes this plugin thought would be good for fire. So we have that. Okay, now we'll do a pre-render before we add it. Pow. Click to add this just like we did with our particle list, our particle flow source. Now it's in there, explode, and we'll render again, see what we got. One more time. So now it lit up everything. Forget about it, we don't need that. Close that. And we'll just go in and tweak this a little bit. Multiplier. That is how bright the fire will be. Again, this represents the birth and the death. We will drop that down to 0 because of the death. We do not want it glowing at all. We'll jack up the birth to 10. And this we will drop another point into. Right click, Bezier, and we'll see what we got now. See, now it's only glowing right here. That's what we need. We can even see that a little bit better if we go in, right click here, keyless mode. If we use the key mode, it would look like this, and we'd have to build a gradient thing, and I'm not doing any of that. Delete. So we get rid of that, and we'll go to keyless, so it's all encompassing. And we will make it dark so we can see it, and we'll render it again. Good. That's what we want. We want something just like that. Maybe even raise the depth size of the spheres to 60. Maybe move it up a little bit. 40 to 35 looks good. But remember, every time we have to change that, we should have to change the noise size also. So we moved it to 60, we'll make it 55. We should also follow this 40 to 35. I'll render it again. There we go, starting to look good. Feels good. Now that we have a lot of this laid out, we can well, I do a couple of brief checks on as as I go along to make sure everything looks right from a bunch of angles. We'll go into a couple of quick smoke tweaks, maybe. We'll see if we want to change anything, and then if we like the way everything looks, we'll add a camera and we'll move on. This looks alright. Could be better. This is going to be perfect. As far as the tutorial goes, I'll leave all the tweaking to you. This is just for, I don't know, speaking, teaching in generalities. I want you to figure some of this out also. So I will change this to fractal, and we will render it again. We'll see what it looks like. Should be a little bit more lumpy. Let's see what we get. Lumpier it is. And again, I'm going to change this back to turbulence just to get a comparison render. Render it out. And now again, I want to zoom in. Okay, good, 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 good. So we render that out. And we will change this to fractal to see what it looks like in the fractal. Let's leave it at turbulence. I think it looks better that way. I'll be honest. So now we have everything looking the way we want it to look. As far as the smoke goes, we will begin to add a camera. A quick keyboard shortcut to add a camera. If you like the angle you're looking at, you hold down Control and hit C. That builds a camera out of your viewport. It only works if you're looking through the perspective viewport. I'm a big fan of that. And what we want to do here is click on your auto key, make sure you're at frame 0, and just show where the rocket is. Okay, all the way to frame 100. And make sure you have your rocket on the screen there.